disappointed last time we were here. Tonight's the night.
Certainly is, Eddie, and I just wonder maybe whether Tony Smith has had to keep the players extremely calm, because I thought that Great Britain, the occasion got to them against the Australians last year, and I'm sure that this Leeds outfit, after 31 years without silverware and winning the championship, they want to add this trophy tonight, but it won't be easy. This mob, the Canterbury Bulldogs, have been classified as the underdogs. They are the dogs tonight, but they have got quality all the way through.
Fantastic crowd, and the match referee is Sean Hampstead, 38 years of age, 2 State of Origins last year, and the New Zealand-Australia International in April. It's going to be an Australian official this year, it'll be a British official next year for the World Club Challenge, in an arrangement between the two governing bodies. Mr. Hampstead was the Rugby League's choice. Braith and Astor gets the game underway, and immediately the ball goes through the arms of Chev Walker and finds its way to touch over on that far side. Phil Clark, an awful start.
The worst possible start for the Leeds Rhinos. In fact, I can't imagine they would have dreamt of a worse beginning to the match there. That kick there, Chev Walker just perhaps infield a bit too much. The ball goes over his head, and he'll be disappointed now to gift a great attacking opportunity to the Bulldogs.
And here they come. They are in possession of the Canterbury Bulldogs. It's good tackling there by Keith Senior, and that was Patton from dummy half, and immediately the Rhinos are having to work very, very hard in defence. That is Perry, and they're attacking this line. It's shades of the Tri-Nations final, this, when Australia, the national side, came at Great Britain from the very first. And here is Sonny Bill Williams, a brilliant offload, and that's the prop forward, Ahmed, who is held up just short.
Super play by Williams. All class is this youngster.
Corey Hughes spreads it to Patton. It goes further wide to Grimaldi. Back on the inside, and a good hit there by Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Well, the Bulldogs realise they have to score early, and that is a big mistake.
Knock on by Matua. He was rattled by the strength of the hit.
I think Chev Walker would want to go around and pat all of his teammates on the back, Eddie. They've saved him a huge embarrassment to begin the match.
Matua drops the ball. He won the grand final in his debut year last season, and now Leeds will try and do something, but great defence. And Ellis having a struggle to play the ball, but does so.
That was a big let-off, though, for Leeds, and they know it. The coach, Tony Smith, would have been a little bit upset by the fact that Chev Walker, Phil Clark mentioned, should have been on the whitewash right on the edge of the line. He wasn't, he was in field.
Andrew Duneman looking for a big game against the Bulldogs tonight. He really was one of the young stars of the game down under. Lost his way a little bit, but has very much found his way in the British game, and most certainly at the Leeds Rhinos, as Maguire gets to his feet, plays the ball on the last tackle. Sinfield hoists the ball high, and this is a great chase by Leeds. The ball allowed to bounce is flicked back by Walker, and Marcus Bai hacks the ball forward and will chase it himself. Luke Patton is there, and Calderwood it is. Calderwood with the kick ahead, not Marcus Bai, my apologies.
Good work by Calderwood there. It wasn't the best pass, but interesting to note that the tactics that were so successful for Brian Noble and the Bradford Bulls last year against the Penrith Panthers, which was the high kick, it really confused the Australians. It's obvious Tony Smith wants the same tactics tonight.
Kicking early in the tackle count there, Braith and Astor. Collected by Richard Mathers. Now, was that a knock-on? The ball seemed to go forward. Referee says no, because it was facing his own line.
Again, a little bit of fortune just going their way. That looked to knock on for mine from the full-back.
He was facing his own line, so that's the reason he got away with it. And here now is Duneman, and he tips the ball inside to McKenna. Strong hit on McKenna by Rennie Matua.
Good defence by Canterbury. They're coming in very sharp, just off the fringe of the play of the ball. They're trying to squeeze Leeds in the centre of the pitch.
And this is Danny Maguire, a little drop of the
that's
shoulders.
A high one. Should have been penalised for that. He didn't miss. And they're into it. In back play, they are swinging like you wouldn't want to believe. That was a high shot. He should have got the penalty. And they were all into it.
I think you'll find it with Chev Walker and Jamal Alisi, two opposing centres, but you can see both sides refusing to be intimidated. They want to get on top of their opponents.
But it's things like this that really does upset the team and the players and the fans. The referee was in a good position.
But Lelisi tackles Walker without the ball. Look, picks him up, dumps him onto the ground. We can see just there in the front of the camera. Yeah. It's Jamie Jones-Buchanan, rather. I apologise to Chev Walker.
But really, Corey Hughes, the halfback from the Bulldogs, he should have been picked up. Sean Hampstead, the official.
He's got a report from his touch judge, and they have given Leeds the penalty for the high shot on Maguire. Here comes Bailey. 10 metres inside the Bulldogs' half of the field. And messing around. Penalty to Leeds.
Well, a little shock was Tony Grimaldi, but there was little doubt in anybody's mind. It's a ploy that most teams utilise. They try to turn the ball carrier onto their back, make it slow for them to play the ball. Tony Smith, though, knows that this is the first real opportunity of this game to put points on the board.
And here come the Rhinos. Quick play the ball there by Sinfield to Duneman, a drive in from Ward. Takes 3 to bring him down. They're 11 metres short. Duneman, he finds Gareth Ellis. Great ball to Maguire. It's opened up wide. This is the first try for Chev Walker. Referee hasn't given it yet.
I saw there wasn't a play taken here, Denny.
He wants to check something in back play. But the match that started almost disastrously for Walker has suddenly become good.
Beautiful play. Watch the dummy runners come through. And Maguire is running around on the loop. He wants to see whether there's any interference. This could be turned down. Or did the man commit himself? Now, the video referee has to make sure that the man could not have got to Maguire. I don't think so.
I don't think he made any effort. He committed himself to take Jones-Buchanan. This is a certain try.
And the try is given by the video referee. And Chev Walker, having begun the match with a fumble that gave Canterbury the pressure inside the Leeds Rhinos half, is on the end of the move that produces the first try. Leeds are ahead by 4 points to 0.
Super play by Leeds. Good build-up. Watch the dummy runner. Maguire takes it on the angle. Look how he sucked in the centre. At least he had nothing to do. Back on the inside. The weight of Walker. This is superb rugby league football.
Steve, I think you've got to give a lot of credit to the Leeds players who were actually on the right-hand side of the play of the ball, who held up so many of the Bulldogs defenders. The full width of the pitch really enabled them to get that try. Canterbury's defence too spread.
Well, there's the leading Super League goal kicker last year, Kevin Sinfield, adding the extras, and the Rhinos are ahead by 6 points to 0.
Well, full credit to the officials, because a little bit of an outbreak of throwing punches. Corey Hughes finally got penalised for it. And it's great, even at the start of the season, Eddie, to see how the referee and the touch judges are combining.
Well, Sean Hampstead won't be in the Super League. He'll be plying his trade in the NRL, but we will see how things pan out during the Super League season between touch judges and referees. I'm sure that they're going to be on top of their game.
You know, this is an interesting feature. Last year, Leeds were the best side in this country, being able to advance the ball. But look here, gets maybe a slightly stronger defence, finding it that bit tougher to clear their own line.
Ryan Bailey played the ball, and here goes Danny Ward. Great defence, though, on show from Canterbury. A good scampering little run from Duneman. He finds Sinfield, who's immediately tackled by Anasta and Willie Tonga.
Oh, the knee went in there. That's a Tursey went right into him with the knees. This is getting a little bit tasty.
Oh, but the ball picked up by Hazem El Masri on the bounce. It looked for a moment as though Keith Senior was going to pick it up. But it was Hazem El Masri who reacted to the bounce better, but good defence from Leeds.
Not a bad kick either as well, a good option from the Rhinos.
Matua now for the Bulldogs. Wrestle to the ground, Bailey was there. So too Danny Ward, just over the halfway line. This is Corey Hughes.
Big advantage by the Australian side, of course. They'll want to get up and play the ball rather quickly.
Asatazi plays it. Here now is Anasta. He spreads it wide. A brilliant offload once again. What a talent Williams is. Luke Patton scampers in to dummy half. Anasta in field Hughes, Grimaldi. Grimaldi has to take the tackle in front of the sticks. That's the last. Adam Perry was the dummy half. Spreads it wide. The ball goes behind the attacking players, and Leeds pounce on the loose ball.
Good refereeing there by Hampstead. That rule whereby you commit yourself to the tackle, it looked as though it could have been classified as a knock-on, which it would have been a few years ago. You see there, Senior, but was going into the tackle. Expect a big game from the centre, Keith Senior.
Ward again, up the middle.
Look a lot more lively to the Rhinos. They really are up for this. Good start, 6-0.
And a big kick downfield from Sinfield. It's looking for the 40-20. Oh, Calderwood gets away from the fullback and scores for the Rhinos. A hopeful kick, a speculative kick from Sinfield. Luke Patton couldn't deal with it. Calderwood's got speed to burn, and he just flicked the ball around the fullback, touches down behind the post, 10-0 to Leeds.
Well, he only played in half of the games for the Leeds Rhinos last season. If he plays in every game for them this season, I'm pretty certain he could be the top try scorer at the end of the year. His natural pace alone will help him, but the enthusiasm that he brings to a game of rugby league always gives him a chance, and his teammates. Look at that, the willingness to chase what many would think a lost cause. He's turned it to his advantage, and he's converted it into a try right under the post.
Well, you say it was a speculative kick, Eddie. It wasn't, as far as I'm concerned. It was a very good kick to turn around the full-back. OK, he's come up with a bad error. And this man can poach them from all over the place. And the crowd here have gone absolutely bananas. The Rhinos are showing the form that picked up the championship last year.
Amazingly, Mark Calderwood began this match on the other side of the field. Marcus Bai and Calderwood have now switched wings. I wonder whether Tony Smith has picked something up very early in the piece. Sinfield adds the extras, and the Rhinos have a 12-0 lead.
Well, I must say, the winger, Hazem Al-Masri, is not the best defender in the world of rugby league.
Mark Calderwood, terrific pace. Figured in only 17 last year, but still managed 11 tries. Braith and Astor with the kick-off. Deep kick-off they are too, all the time. Here comes Jamie Jones-Buchanan again.
The point I'm making there, Eddie, is the fact that I think that Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, quite happy that Marcus Bai, probably the strongest and the toughest of the two wingers. Calderwood's got the speed, yes, but I think he wants Bai to really put Masri under a lot of pressure tonight.
Well, he will, because Marcus Bai won the World Club Championship with Melbourne in 2000. They beat St Helens by 44 points to 6. He'd be the first man to win it with an Australian and a British club. So he will be delighted if things stay like this. And the way that Leeds are playing, the Headingley supporters will be delighted with the early season form they're showing.
Rather surprising, the Bulldogs. They're very slow getting their line of defence. They're taking 2 or 3 steps forward. Here's another bomb!
And it's flicked back, but picked up by the second rower, Rennie Matua. Well, Brian Noble is watching with Ian Millward in the studio. What a start for the Rhinos, Brian.
Brilliant start for the Rhinos, and I think somebody at Canterbury hasn't done the homework on Mark Calderwood. He was out of the traps faster than anybody else, and you just haven't got time with that kid. You've got to look first and then make your play second. As for the high bomb as well, there's never been a kick too high, has there? And Leeds are chasing everything with the enthusiasm you'd expect.
Here come the Bulldogs, though, and this is Willie Tonga.
Did well in the centre there. Started with the Australians last year, of course, but knew that he was sliding towards a whitewash.
Here is Luke Patton, who will look now to try and redeem himself, and that's a good ball. And even better, wide it went from Matua. And this now is Grimaldi, and he flicks the ball away and back to Matua once again. Leeds scrambling to try and keep the Bulldogs out. And great scrambling defence too to bring Luke Patton down.
It had to be as well, but Marcus Bai came up with a very crucial tackle.
And here is Sonny Bill Williams, and he's short.
He's lost it. It'll be a knock-on. He'll play the scrum, will the official Hampstead.
Just short of the line.
Took the odds against it, didn't he? Ellis went right into the mush. Didn't miss either. What a talent this kid is.
Well, we saw him in the Tri-Nations, didn't we? And we we were purring about this man's abilities.
He's unbelievable. Look, we're only 12
and he's 19 years of age, by the way.
I know, 12 and a half minutes into the game, we have seen 4 absolutely superlative passes from this youngster.
So it's Leeds leading by 12 points to 0. 13 minutes gone. Duneman. Infield it goes for the new boy Ellis. Dumps it back to Duneman again. Duneman trying to get away from Corey Hughes and Tony Grimaldi. Can't do. Mathers now, the fullback. Dummy half. McKenna will drive the ball forward. He lost the 1994 World Club Challenge with Brisbane against Wigan. There's another high kick. A high hanging kick, but it's gobbled up by Trent Cutler. Let's hear from Ian Millwood in the studio.
Yeah, Eddie, it's very obvious the scrambling defence of Leeds, which won them the premiership last year, is here for everyone to see. What people got to realise back at home is that the noise here is deafening, and for a young team who experienced this for the first time, the Canterbury team from Australia, it is hard to cope with. Plus, this being their first game of the year and new faces together, you can see why a little bit earlier the emotions got to them.
Roy Asatazi takes that tackle midway inside the Leeds Rhinos half of the field. Little fumble there from Adam Perry, perhaps. No, here is Williams again, looking to offload all the time, and does brilliantly. And this is Perry once more, the hooker. Now then, Corey Hughes and Anasta with the kick out wide, looking to take on Marcus Bai in the air. And Marcus Bai does brilliantly well and turns defence into attack. Great ball inside, Mathers.
Superb play. Plucked it out of the air under a lot of pressure.
Hazem El Masri was hunting the try then. Here is Senior to halfway for Leeds. Duneman. Ellis gets them over halfway, the Rhinos.
Leeds have to look for coming back on the different angle, because the defence from Canterbury, when it looks as though they're going to the open, the defensive side on the blind side is not moving up. Injury to one of the Canterbury players. He caught a good one.
Barry McDermott's on. You might have noticed him with that drive. Here now is Jamie Jones-Buchanan again. Duneman, quick play the ball by Leeds. It's with Maguire, looking to kick, and he does out wide. Looking for Walker. Oh, and the ball bounced kindly, and Willie Tonga picked it up for the Bulldogs.
I think you might get to see over the next 5-10 minutes maybe the difference between these two sides. If anything, I guess that maybe Tony Smith picked his most dangerous players on his bench before he actually picked his starting 13. And in Ali Titi, Barry McDermott and Willie Poaching, they're dynamic guys. When they come onto the field, expect them to have a big impact.
And the big thing, Phil, also is the fact that the inexperience on Canterbury's bench as against those that you've just mentioned.
Yes, there's a 19-year-old, two 21-year-olds and a 23-year-old on the bench for Canterbury. First grade debut for one of them, and only substitute appearances in the main for the rest, and a former Brisbane Bronco in the shape of Ben Shalowski. Kick downfield just trundled its way over the dead ball line. And Ian Millwood was talking in the pre-match build-up to this about the temperature out there. This will shock the Australians as they come from the heat of high summer.
Eddie, if you
and they're blowing for tugs.
If you run around at that pace for 16 minutes, you don't feel that cold.
No, but what he was saying was the cold air is a bit of a shock to their system.
I think the biggest shock is the fact that Leeds have scored 2 very, very good tries. OK, one was from a big mistake by the full-back Patton. But I can see already that they're throwing punches in the background. That gives me some indication already. 16 and a half minutes gone, and here we are. They're trying to slow the game down already.
That's a great ball from Duneman to keep Senior. And Senior escapes one. He can't get away from Patton. Patton all over him, trying to slow him down.
Slow to get back. Look at the Canterbury players. Kick to the corner. It's got to be on again.
And that was diffused in goal by the wingman, Trent Cutler. Ball in the field of play.
Always gives himself a chance though, Mark Calderwood. He'll chase whatever you kick.
Tony Smith, 12 months ago, he was just starting out as Leeds coach. They won 24 of 28 weekly rounds, and he claimed their first league title for 32 years. He could have the freedom of this city if he wanted it.
Well, he's certainly eager to get the silverware. He's tried to play it down amongst the team as well. He's told the fans, of course, it would be absolutely wonderful if we could lift that trophy tonight, but He knows that a lot of teams are going to try to just bring them down a peg. And I think that the way they've started has been very, very good. Solid. And I just can't get the feeling that the Bulldogs are going to get back into the game, but they could now.
They could here with Tonga. Great tackle from Mathers. He is developing into one of the best fullbacks in the competition here. This is Corey Hughes. Turns it back to Sonny Bill Williams. Stabs the ball forward. Was he taken out? Yes, he was. Mathers took him out. He stabbed the ball into the in-goal area and Mathers hit him late. Penalty to Canterbury.
What wonderful enthusiasm from this guy. He was the fella that just sent the centre right the way through. Beautiful pass yet again. Then he can do the individual work.
Not interested in the 2-0, but Grimaldi offloads the ball to Patton. It goes wide and further wide. And this is a chance here for the Bulldogs. They're in with Hazem El Masri. The referee hasn't given it yet. He's just going to check the grounding, I think, with the video referee. But Hazem El Masri has scored for my money.
Yeah, no problem with this at all. That's TRY time. And that was all brought about by a beautiful offload by the man himself, Sonny Bill Williams. He got the penalty, individual stuff. No doubt about it.
When he gets the ball, what's amazing though is the bit of quick footwork. I went to watch Canterbury train on Tuesday, and they spent half an hour doing the footwork drills early on. It's paid off for Hazem El Masri with the first try.
There's Hazem El Masri against the first Canterbury Bulldogs try. They're back in the match, courtesy of this wonderful winger. A try and 2 goals in the 16-13 grand final success against the Roosters. Hazem El Masri.
This was the pass that sent him right the way through. Willie Tonga did well. But look at the enthusiasm. The second rower, Bill Williams, he's got himself there. Knew there was a cul-de-sac. Certainly got taken out by Richie Mathers. And from this quick tap, it was good play. They called them on the hop. Offloaded well, did Grimaldi. He took it well, this winger. The best attempt by Marcus Bai. Will not please his coach, Tony Smith. But they're back. They're back with a vengeance.
They are, and Hazem El Masri was kicking goals all across the 20-metre line at the other end in their pre-match warm-up. This is one of the best goal kickers in the world, this fellow. And that is the reason why. Hazem El Masri, 6 points for Canterbury. Leeds still ahead though.
It's living proof, isn't it, that you don't need to be as big as Leslie Vinacolo to be a good winger these days. Maximises the attributes he has, and that is exceptional footwork. I mean, we've criticised Marcus Bai for missing this tackle on him, but just the quickest little dummy of his footwork and the shimmy back inside sits Marcus Bai down virtually, and look, there you go. Gets enough, gets the ball down.
Game on at Ellen Road then, midway through this first half. Leeds still ahead. Shilowski comes on, Armit goes off. Shilowski makes his official debut for the Bulldogs tonight, joining them from the Brisbane Broncos. 21 years of age, number 15 on his back. And here is that man, Sonny Bill Williams.
Got to keep a good eye on him, and obviously Kevin Sinfield is going to do that job. It's not going to be easy.
Willie Tonga, tackled by Sinfield and Walker. Corey Hughes, back to Anasta. There's the kick. It drifts over the top on the last. And Bailey and the brought forward Asatazi tangling in back play.
Oh, what a tackle. Whoa, Steve Folkes would have liked that.
Marcus Bai feeds the ball wide to Keith Senior.
So important that Canterbury did come up with the score. As we mentioned before, 4 or 5 players, when Leeds had the football, they were very, very slow to get back.
Well, considering this is the first match since the grand final on October the 3rd against the Sydney Roosters.
They were always going to be risky. We knew that.
Well, I was just about to say, it's not being played at a bad pace by the Bulldogs,
Yep.
this. Great offload by McDermott to Maguire, who makes the break up the middle. He's got Marcus Bai in support. He takes them on. Oh, magnificent.
He'll go to the screen.
Danny Maguire. Absolutely magnificent.
He had to go to the screen. He used the dummy back on the inside. I'm not so sure that that was a perfect move to do.
I hope he goes to the screen 100 times, Steve-O. This is fantastic.
Has he got it down before he hits the post? That's tried out. Oh,
Look at the legs, look at the legs.
it's the tackler, it's not his. Danny Maguire is absolutely superb at that. He took the odds, took the gamble, threw the dummy. This is a try, little doubt in my mind.
And it's a try right out of the top draw.
For our viewers in Australia, this is one of the reasons why Leeds won the competition last year. They offloaded the ball more than any other side in the league, and it's the offload from McDermott to Maguire that creates this opportunity. He's turned it into a wonderful try.
And the Australian viewers who joined us for the Tri-Nation series last autumn see Danny Maguire at his imperious best in that one try that he scored here for the Rhinos.
Good work by the big prop forward, McDermott, offloaded through, but look at the skills here. Now watch for the inside runner. Here he comes, Marcus by. But sheer speed and skill, he enjoyed that. Probably just as much as the try that he scored in the grand final. Look at the dummy, that's confidence. El Masri did not know where it was going, but I did and they did. TRY, what a sensational effort.
Fantastic. The pass inside to Marcus Bai might have produced an easier conversion attempt for Kevin Sinfield. But let us take nothing away from young Danny Maguire for that. Pass fit, a groin injury against London last week, and he's picked up in 2005 where he left off last year. Sinfield with this kick. Can he do a Hazim El Masri? No. Just shy of the post. 16-6 though is the lead.
Tremendous speed, hasn't he, Danny Maguire? Interested to see how they're utilising the skipper as well, Kevin Sinfield. Normally he takes the first receiver, but he's been utilised. Another man out. Just inside the two centres.
So Braithen Astor gets us underway again. Another big, deep kickoff to the Leeds line. Barry McDermott. Oh, and Grimaldi is flattened by that. And wisely the referee just stops play.
He's done the right thing. Check him out first.
Wow, you need a medal for bravery to go into that, Steve-O.
Do you ever?
Back at full speed.
Oh. That was the Marrakesh Express. And everybody was riding other than this guy. Well, let's hope he's okay. It's certainly, I don't know whether the head sort of just whiplashed into the ground. That's an injury that you've got to be very, very careful of. But look at the power.
Well, it's no wonder, by the way, that Grimaldi is the first man into this tackle, because last year he made 829 tackles in the NRL. He was Canterbury's top tackler.
He's a workhorse, we know that. We saw him when he was over here in England. He really does work hard, but full credit to him is the fact that Grimaldi got the tackle right. He made sure that his head was on the side of the body. If it had been right into the chest of the big fella, boy, anything could have happened.
Rob Burrow comes on for one of the big men, Ryan Bailey, and there he is, first touch from dummy half, little Rob Burrow.
And that's a great move yet again. We saw all last season, didn't we? Tony Smith brings on, beat, so close to the ground. A few of these Canterbury players, they're going pretty high, and he's got the speed to scoot underneath.
Sinfield drifts the kick over the top. Cutler is after it. Calderwood and Walker are hunting as well, but the ball beats them all.
Not a bad effort either. You could see that there was an automatic backspin on that football.
One of the things we can say about Canterbury, you know, they are the 6th different club to win the Premiership in Australia in the past 6 years. That is an indication, really, of the strength and depth of the Australian competition.
Oh, they certainly have. They've got plenty out there, plenty of quality. You know, a lot of people sort of saying, well, there's about half a dozen unknowns that came with the Bulldogs on this particular trip. But they're full quality. And if you've got this guy on your side, Sonny Bill Williams.
Just been picked there for a forward pass.
Not happy, folks.
It was a marginal decision, this. Oh.
Well, that looked all right for me.
Looked all right for Steve Folkes as well.
Look at that.
Just keep yourself straight, Leeds.
Okay.
Remember the pass that was it Keith Senior in an international year before last? Got one away off the deck like that to produce a try for somebody. Ian Proctor will tell us in a moment.
Put your head down and go down. Put your arm over and go down.
It was a very similar pass right on the Australian try line, if I remember, in the Ashes series. Everyone's shaking their heads. Don't tell me I've foxed somebody. Probably foxed myself. Oh, the ball round the corner from Ellis. Straight into the arms of Hazem El Masri.
Just tried to do a little bit too much there, did Ellis. He's finding it difficult to get back into the pattern because it's not easy when you come from another club. Trying to fit into the Leeds style.
Here is Lolesi.
I think if Tony Smith will be unhappy about one aspect of his team's play, it'll be where on the field they've given the ball to the Bulldogs. Too often maybe they've been turning it over on the half well, and they've come up with a good tackle there by Poaching.
That was a terrific tackle by Willie Poaching.
Not only that, look how quick Kevin Sinfield sees the loose ball. And he's another one. We've mentioned, Phil, earlier in the fact that, you know, Leeds with that 4 quality players on the bench, it's just going to wear them down. We've already seen it from McDermott, now we're seeing it from Willie Poaching.
Tony Smith was confident in the pre-match build-up to this. If his men could win the collision, that they would triumph in this World Club Challenge. So far, they are winning the collision. So far. Maguire drifts the kick behind the defence, looking for Calderwood. It was a nasty bounce, but Patton read it well.
Again, great tactics by Leeds. They shift the ball over to one side, then they utilise it, make sure it's kicked right into the corner. Obviously feel that Trent Cutler has a bit of a problem in that department.
Still good meters that both of those players have made there in Williams and Masri. Both occasions, all the players there are making good 10 metres, and maybe if Leeds were to tighten another area, that would be the speed of the go forward to prevent Canterbury clearing the line just so quickly.
Right, and Astor with the big kick downfield, and Calderwood is just trotting after this. He'll pick it up near his own try line. Tries to go outside, Cutler couldn't do. Plays the ball to Burrow. Here's Walker.
Good work by the centre as well. Realise that the forwards a little bit slow to just get back and sort themselves out. It was nice to see the three quarters do that. Oh, that's an awful pass, but they've got away with it. Interfering and trying to play the ball.
Nate Miles on his first grade debut. Penalty to Leeds. Sinfield dumps the ball into touch. 5 pre-season matches behind them, plus a much publicised training session with the England Rugby Union squad. They are taking this seriously, the Rhinos. That was high on Poaching from Anasta.
Certainly was, went to it, that's come loose.
Went backwards, says the referee.
Nice step from the top forward, Danny Ward.
And Burrow scampers away again.
Oh, there's got to be a penalty. It's all over the little halfback.
Sinfield and wide to Maguire. No way through this time.
And Steve Folkes, the Canterbury coach, obviously got the message out. Look, when Maguire has got the football, don't commit yourself because he's got the speed. Just hang back and let's just see what he's about to do.
That was Lauatiti who played the ball. This is Gareth Ellis. And he offloads brilliantly, but the ball runs loose. Duneman picks up the pieces, and Leeds will come again. That's the last tackle, though. And here is Sinfield. Floats it wide to Mathers. Calderwood wanted it. Well, was Mathers being held off that ball? No, he wasn't. And Willie Tonga has it back for the Bulldogs. Here is Cutler. A couple of interested spectators there. It's Paul Sculthorpe.
Pretty solid defence though by the Rhinos at the moment. They're going up as one unit, as you can see there. They're forcing the Bulldogs into virtually one-out football.
Adam Perry with the ball for the Bulldogs on the halfway line. And here is Anasta. And Patton, dummy half. Gets the ball in field, another offload, but a good hit by Lauatiti. They've gone backwards. Corey Hughes, though, finds Masri. And Masri dabs the ball up field, but straight into the arms of Richie Mathers.
That was a poor kick. It was rushed. Real thought behind it.
I think what you saw, though, was the fact that Canterbury do have some patience there. They're not looking to score every time they're in possession. Trying to get the work the way upfield and maybe with a bit of field position, and then with the ball in the hands like Sonny Bill Williams. They know they're going to have the players who can create the tries. Just need that patience to get back in the game.
And of course, Canterbury, well known in the grand final. They were down by a similar score, came back and they won it.
It's Burrow. He finds Walker, looking for quick hands. Eventually got it away to Calderwood, and Calderwood with a kick over the top, looking for poaching. It bounces kindly. Poaching touches down. Is he onside? Is he offside? No need to revert to the video referee. The try is given. Willie Poaching, and the try created by a beautiful offload and a lovely little chip over the top from Mark Calderwood.
Well, you summarised it, didn't you, there, Eddie? Created by skill. The handling skill first, and then the great little kicking skill that Mark Calderwood showed.
Sheer quality. We mentioned the fact that Leeds got that strength on the bench, and great work by the centre Walker here. But none more so than this. Look who's trailing through. That is a great effort. He's turned the game around so many times for Leeds last year as Willie Poaching. And Calderwood is making a real name for himself. No one at home, cover defence. Poaching said, I'll take it. They're running riot. He's happy.
Willie Poaching, the Western Samoan, 12 tries last year, and 23 of his 29 appearances came off the bench. Now then, this is Kevin Sinfield with the opportunity to notch his third conversion of the night. He's just pulled it in front of the posts. 20 points to 6. Leeds Rhinos ahead. Let's go down to Brian Noble, Bradford Bulls coach, of course, Great Britain coach. It's going according to plan, Brian.
Oh, they'll be loving it in Leeds. A full house, a full stadium, and they're on the way to being the world champions. Canterbury are looking a little bit tired, Eddie, I think, you know, and it's been to take its toll. The kicking game's been smart from Leeds. Their chase has been awesome, that's brought them the points. And I suppose the question, if this keeps going the way it's going, is who's going to beat Leeds?
Well, that's what they said about Bradford Bulls last year. And who is going to beat Leeds? Well, Ian Millwood, what about the Saints?
I think there's about 200 and something players. I was going to say 20. I hope there's more than 20 players in Super League think they can beat them. But, you know, it's interesting. Offloads in the game and breaks have probably been about equal, but their conversion rate to success has been much greater. Brian hit it on the head. Their kicking game's been much more outstanding, and they look good and can only get better for them because this is Canterbury's first run. I think they're going to get tired, but I can hear that Rhino. Bring on the Rhinos. I can hear it coming, Brian. Bring on the Rhinos.
Well, we're just looking at the record books up here, and we think that every time Bradford Bulls won the World Club Championship, they were beaten the week after. Ooh. Brian Noble will probably bristle about that and will put us right at half-time. It's the Bulldogs now who are attacking that Leeds line. Now, Leeds will want to hold out with this 14-point advantage up to the break. This is Corey Hughes. Oh, Willie Poaching missed him. Gets the ball away. It's Willie Tonga. And Leeds mustering up in defence to bring him back.
Well, Poaching should have been
It's a penalty. He's penalised here.
He's already called held. Maguire continued on with it.
Another set of 6 then. Corey Hughes.
Well, you can see Hughes straightening up, stepping back on the inside, but there's no support play.
Here is Sonny Bill. Waiting at dummy half is a substitute, Brett Oliver. He gets it away to Grimaldi, fully recovered from that big hit. That's the full-back, and he gets it in field, and Grimaldi once again. Brilliant hands then from Alessi, but great defence from Leeds. They are up for this. Here comes another of the substitutes, Bryson. Leeds doing really well, though. Corey Hughes, a drive in from Shilovsky. stands and gets the ball away, bounces off the feet, goes backwards. Calderwood is hunting Sonny Bill Williams. First mistake from the young man. It's on the last, they've lost the momentum. And it's with Patton, who drifts the kick over the top. Marcus Pye will claim that. And Marcus Pye will launch the next Leeds attack. That is until Matua gets to him.
Well, he's got to be penalised, surely, but Hampstead said, oh, it was only a knock, get on with it.
The ball's come free, play on, Sinfield has it. And Sinfield offloads. Mathers.
Could play the ball, that's what's needed. But they're holding them down, getting away with it as well as the Bulldogs.
Here's Lauatiti. We talk about the offloading skills of Sonny Bill Williams. Tony Smith knows, and we all know in Super League, the handling skills of Lauatiti after last year. Sinfield, oh, that ball knocked backwards. Sonny Bill Williams, the man first to react.
Take the first knock on.
Went backwards from Leeds, we're a knock on against the Dogs.
Knock on against Canterbury, says Sean Hampstead.
Is he deliberately going for the football, and that very difficult for an official to decide with that new rule in regards to has he committed himself into the tackle or has he deliberately gone for the football. On occasion in the middle with the whistle said that it was Canterbury that infringed. It really is desperation now. The Bulldogs cannot afford to concede a try just before half-time.
3 minutes to go. Leeds ahead by 20 points to 6. In charge of the match, in charge of the ball here with Walker. Calderwood, infield to Maguire, poaching. Over the halfway line. Strong defence from the Bulldogs. Duneman. Ward. Duneman again. Misses out Burrow, finds Sinfield, he finds Lauatiti, great hands, and again Maguire, and again Mathers. Wide it goes to Ellis, here is Senior, now Marcus Pye! Dumps it down to Burrow! Leeds score, right on the stroke of half-time. Brilliant try, brilliant Leeds Rhinos try. Mesmeric handling skills. And Burrow right behind the sticks.
Fantastic teamwork, working hard off the football. That is a key to success. See how they missed the first man out, Sinfield, and the wonderful offload there, Lauatiti. But look at the guys, they're searching for it. Come back on the inside, what an offload. They're queuing up, and beep. Goes in, Mr. Burrow is enjoying it. Look at that offload there.
It's very hard to defend against because once the first offload goes in, you're chasing your tail basically along the time, and although Canterbury work hard, they're never going to stop that try. Leeds could have turned around and gone the other way of the field and still kept offloading and scored.
Rob Burrow with the try. Former Young Player of the Year in 2001. Sinfield adds the extras. Just what the doctor ordered for Leeds Rhinos up to half-time. They lead by 26 points to 6.
And you also have to give a lot of praise to the coach, Tony Smith, the way that he's utilised his people from the bench, tries to give certain people a rest. Remember Barry McDermott did the damage on Grimaldi. A couple of minutes later, he brings them off. Smart coach.
The Bulldogs restart. We're in the last minute of the first half. Oh! And Willie Poaching manages to get back into the field of play, then he is hauled down by the chasers. Just a momentary lapse in concentration from the big fella. This is Walker. The half started so badly for him. Then he scored the try, and from that moment, really, Leeds' confidence grew. Last seconds of the first half. What a first half it's been for the Rhinos. The Super League champions are ahead by 26 points to 6. Almost a full house here at Ellen Road. and they have enjoyed every minute of what they have seen. They led 6-0, that went to 12-0. Hazem El Masri threatened a comeback, but then Leeds, they scored 3 tries in the last 17 minutes of the first half, and the Leeds players go off to a standing ovation from their supporters. This is the try of the first 40. Danny Maguire's effort. The Rhinos are ahead, 26 points to 6.